The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that a series of dramatic and emotional events have occurred that have shaken all relationships and created a surprising climax for the show. The following details are not only captivating, but also make the audience unable to take their eyes off the screen. On a seemingly normal morning, Brooke, with suspicions growing in her heart, walks in to confront Ridge. She hopes to clear up the misunderstandings and save their gradually cracking relationship, but the scene that hits her eyes makes everything collapse completely. Taylor, in a state of nakedness except for Ridge's shirt, walks down the stairs. Faced with this bitter truth, Brooke is almost stunned. She cannot believe that the man she loves the most has betrayed her, and the person behind this is Taylor, the person Brooke once considered her biggest rival. Trying to suppress her pain, Brooke can only quietly leaving Taylor and Ridge to face mixed emotions. Taylor realized Brooke's hurt, asking Ridge if he was okay. But obviously, those words only added fuel to the fire. Taylor's presence at this moment made things worse. Outside, Brooke couldn't help but burst into tears, feeling betrayed and lost. After leaving that house, Brooke fell into a state of complete loss. Not only did she lose her love for Ridge, but she was also pushed to the limit by the feeling of betrayal from Taylor, whom she had always considered her enemy. Brooke couldn't accept defeat, and this time she decided that instead of enduring, she would take revenge. The turmoil led Brooke to drink. She drank a lot to let the pain and anger take over her mind. In her drunken state, she couldn't control herself. The images of Taylor and Ridge together haunted her, urging her to act. Brooke decided to confront Taylor and Ridge, no matter what the consequences were. Brooke drove to find Taylor. When she arrived, she saw Taylor and Ridge being intimate together, getting into the car. That image made Brooke unable to control her anger. In a moment of no thought, Brooke stepped on the gas and drove straight towards Ridge and Taylor's car. The strong collision caused Ridge's car to flip several times, creating a chaotic and terrifying scene. Just a few seconds later, the car suddenly exploded with a loud noise, turning everything into a sea of fire. Ridge and Taylor were gone forever, leaving their loved ones in shock and pain. Brooke was seriously injured in the collision, but was fortunately pulled out of the car by a passerby just before it exploded. However, the biggest question now is whether Brooke can survive? And if she wakes up, what consequences will she face from her actions? This tragic accident will certainly become the focus of the whole town. The turmoil of emotions, anger, and questions will shake all the relationships in the story. If Brooke survives, how will she face what she has done? Is this the end for her, or is it her chance to make amends? And more importantly, how will the remaining people overcome the loss of Ridge and Taylor? After the tragic car crash in which Brooke was the driver, she was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. The severe injuries on her body forced the medical team to race against time to save her life. The atmosphere in the emergency room was tense and suffocating. Each passing second seemed to drag on forever. The injuries were not only physical, but also contained pain in Brooke's soul, a woman who had just lost everything and now had to face the severe consequences of her actions. News of the accident quickly reached Hope. As soon as she learned that her mother was in critical condition, Hope rushed to the hospital with a heart full of worry and fear. Standing in front of the emergency room door, Hope could not stop crying. She wondered how things could have gotten so bad. Brooke, the strong woman she had always admired, was now fighting to stay alive. But what made Hope even more painful was the prospect that when Brooke woke up, not only would she face physical pain, but also the murder charge that awaited her. Hope felt helpless as things spiraled out of control. She was worried about her mother and knew that her family would face criticism from all sides. How could she protect her mother from the judgment of the law and society? These questions kept tormenting Hope as she waited in eerie silence. Elsewhere, Steffi received news of her parents' death. The fact that Brooke was the one who caused the accident left Steffi in a state of both pain and anger. Ridge and Taylor were everything to Steffi, and now they were gone forever because of a moment of Brooke's out of control. The pain of losing both parents was too much for Steffi to bear. Steffi refused to accept any excuses for Brooke's actions. She declared that Brooke would pay the ultimate price for the sin. Steffi decided to act immediately. She contacted the best lawyers and planned to sue Brooke before the law. Not only stopping at filing a lawsuit, Steffi also wanted Brooke to receive the highest penalty for murder, even if that meant Brooke would spend the rest of her life in prison or even face the death penalty. Steffi's determination came not only from the pain of loss, but also from anger at Brooke's irresponsible actions. Steffi believes this is the only way to protect Ridge and Taylor's honor, as well as to prevent anyone else from falling victim in the future. The story goes beyond the confrontation between Hope and Steffi, with Brooke facing prison time. The relationship between the families becomes more tense than ever. Those who once stood by Brooke now have to question the rightness of her actions, while Hope, no matter how much she loves her mother, cannot deny that Brooke has gone too far and caused an irreparable tragedy. Can Brooke survive the crisis? And if she survives, how will she face the consequences of her actions? What awaits ahead promises to be emotional, full of shocks, and no shortage of tense confrontations between the characters.